So Giraffe Nails, and this is a swatch and comparison of what I picked up from Mooncat's Seasons of Persephone collection. I love the work and passion Michelle put into this one, and I really just wish I could have picked up more polishes. A bit about why I'm doing these, I realized these polishes I was discovering are so beautiful and unique, and I feel like you learn so much more about a polish in the application and can see so much more in a video. I also wanted to compare it to others in my collection. I think it's helpful to see the nuances in these polishes compared to the other polishes, whether or not you own the other ones. So I'm really excited to get into this one. As usual, I'm starting with protecting my nails. This is with Mooncat's Hardcore Base Coat. So the first one I'm going to show you is Garden of Evil, which is a green lacquer filled with violet shimmer and micro holographic glitters. Now, I personally don't have a lot of greens. I don't hate nature or anything like that. It's just one of the ones I just don't normally gravitate to them. But there were two, sort of three in this collection, and I knew I either had to pick up this one or the very similar garden. Oh, this is Garden of Evil. The Fields of Elysium. This one was a little brighter and darker and more what I think is my speed. Um, and it was sheer going on. You can still see my nail line, but I really love the purple shift in the middle of these. With all that shimmer, it is jam-packed. And I just went on really smoothly. I just can't get over that with all these polishes, how smoothly they go on my nails. As you can see, like in the normal light, unless you're bending it, you're not really seeing that purple, but with that direct flash, it really pops. And I love when you can move the nail and shift and see all the different angles of that color. And then in bright light, you see all of it, which I was just really impressed with how like soft and milky this was. The closest I had was Polished and Pretty by NBA Foliage of Flutter, which does have micro glitters, but there's no shimmer shift. Spirit Fingers, I thought, was a similar formula, and you can see it is, even though it is gray and not blue, but neither of these I felt like were close enough to actually put them on my nails for you. So next is Petals for a Narcissus, which I feel like is gonna have some mixed feelings. It is a sheer white gray lacquer filled with violet pink shimmer. And I just I was gravitated towards the like ethereal glow that this gave off. But as you can see in the first coat, without that direct light, you can't see it really. But with that light, you see the violet shimmers, and it really has a sort of like magical effect. So as it builds up, you can see that white gray base coat is super milky. And I'm not really a fan of milky polishes, but because this one also has those shimmers, it really gives it so much more dimension. So it doesn't look watery. And obviously at those angles, you can see it much more or with the direct light on it. I was not able to achieve eliminating the nail line here, which I know some people might want, but it even says, note this shade has an intentionally ethereal sheerness, but can be layered to your liking over our getting even nail primer for a more opaque look. So I do wonder if I had tried this over one of my smoothing or ridge filling bases, or even how this would look over like a grayish white cream. I'd be really curious. Let me know if you've tried it over one of those and the effect you got. So again, I struggled to find a match with this. So this is Polar Princess because I thought it was pink shimmers, but you can tell there's a huge difference. The Holo Taco really gives like that rainbow effect, and it's in a clear base, which is somehow leaning more yellow versus just the purple shimmer. And this is Olive and June Pink Goldfish, which I thought would be a bit closer. I knew it was more blue, but it's not really a gray base, and that is how I struggled with this one. And you can see on the left, the Olive and June is much more pearlescent, where I think Mooncat's going for that ethereal look. So the last one, my favorite, is Love Bomb. Love Bomb is a mauve or mauve lacquer filled with violet shimmer and micro holographic glitters. Is it mauve or mauve? Please let me know. So this one, again, like the others, is very sheer, but it goes on so smoothly. And I didn't realize when I picked these three how similar these three were going to be. Now I know they're part of the same collection, but they really all are a similar formula, which I kind of love because I don't have a lot in this formula. And I think this like mauvey color almost gives us like a chocolate feel. It's a super rich polish and it's a much darker base than the other two. And I think it's just in such a beautiful mauve color. And at the extreme angles, you can see that violet shift. In the bright light, you see it more. Again, I know it's intentional. This is a Persephone collection. These are so smooth, so glowy. I am absolutely obsessed with this one. I could just look at my finger, rotate it all day. And again, that I had a hard time finding ones that went well with these. This is Hello Taco Toe Beans. I thought because it had a shimmer and being a similar shade, it might work. But again, holographic glitter. Same thing with Blushed Ice from Holo Taco, which is a crushed holographic formula. It's too much hollow, none of that glowy, ethereal smoothness that's coming out of the Mooncat. I did think that the closest I had was this Essie Starstruck Accord because the shimmers had the same effect, even though they were more yellow-orange leaning and a darker base, more of an eggplant than a mauve. So in the bright light, completely different. But in the dark, they both kind of had that like chocolatey effect. Now, not a dupe, but a good, I think, color comparison so you can see. Now, all three side by side, it is so funny to me how similar these three are because I wouldn't think that they were similar looking at them separately. I absolutely love this collection. I want to know, did you get any? Are you going to get any? Did you like the comparisons I did on these? Do you want to see Garden of Evil next to Alien Infatuation once I get it from Holo Taco's new collection? Because I am curious about that. And that is it. So thank you. I hope you liked the swatch and review.